Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Monday morning. It is now the 5th day of August 2024. This is the morning briefing. And on this morning briefing, on this Monday morning, I've got good news and I've got some not so good news. The good news is that the park fire hasn't grown all that much over the last week. It's only added about 30,000 acres of total area burned in the last 7 days. But it does continue to burn, and I'll show you more on that in here just a second. That's the good news. The bad news is, well, it's going to be hot again this week. We have now seen, I think the total for Sacramento is up to 34 days this year for downtown Sacramento with temperatures at or above 100. We average about 23 or 24 for the course of a year. And of course, we still have the rest of this month to go and September, where we can also see temperatures at or above 100. The record for the most number of days over 100 degrees in downtown Sacramento, we did that 2 years ago and hit 44. Wouldn't be surprised if we start to threaten that number, because this week we're going to continue to add to that total. A lot more days over 100 degrees this week. All right, let's start off with the fire. Because as you can see, yeah, there is still smoke up here now that the clouds from the monsoon over the weekend have cleared the area. You do see smoke in the early morning hours down at the drainage, but most of the smoke today is going to get pushed off to the north and to the east with a prevailing wind. And most of the fire has been kind of hemmed in now, so it is now safely north of Highway 32, south of 36. It's really burning in the Mill Creek area from everything I've been reading from CAL FIRE. But still continues to burn, and there's plenty of fuel here. And with temperatures being hot and humidity being low, we will likely see more fire activity here. I think today and tomorrow are going to be important days here to see whether or not we see the big pyrocumulus kind of thing where the fire starts gobbling up tens of thousands of acres during the course of the day, or if the work that the firefighters have been able to do on those lines over the course of the weekend when things were relatively quiet, if those lines will hold. So once again, pay attention to the total acreage. Today, as of this morning, it's a little over 401,000 acres, something like that. Just see how much that grows. If it stays, with only 500, 1,000, 1,500 acres over the course of 24 hours, that means that they're starting to really hem that thing in. So we'll see how that goes over the next week. We may see some really good improvement on that fire as we go through the next couple of days. The satellite's getting wonky. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on and get to the not so good news here. Because, yeah, once again, we have this big high, and that big high is going to continue to expand over the next couple of days, bringing no sign of real cooling. And while this week doesn't look too hot, and by that, I mean, right now, it doesn't look as though we see any 110s. It looks like many days this week may be in that 102 to 106 range. Little wave going by during the course of the day today, but still, valley temperatures will be up around 100 to 102. And then as we go through the next couple of days, the ridge just kind of expands, if you will, and just kind of sets up shop here, like this. This is just a pretty hot pattern. Maybe another sign of some monsoon. This is getting into Saturday. We may see a bit of monsoon coming our way again then, but for the most part, really don't see anything in the way of cooling until we get to maybe Sunday or Monday of next week, a little trough coming our way. But all in all, this week is looking pretty hot. Let me back that up to the beginning and just kind of go through that again with that high just kind of, yeah, like right in here. This is just a hot pattern for California. But with enough of a bit of a delta breeze in the afternoons, we should see, well, I think that's why we won't see temperatures go to that 108, 110 range. But this is this afternoon, and then as we go through the next couple of afternoons, you see in the middle part of the day, the winds are light, so temperatures go over 100. But then we get into the evening, and we see the delta breeze come up at least a little bit. Certainly helping areas like Solano County and Contra Costa County, a little bit of an impact for Sacramento County and San Joaquin County, but for the foothills, you won't really get an impact from that. So I think for the foothills, not only will we continue to see the very warm afternoons, but the foothills are probably going to get back into that range of seeing overnight lows in many areas around 70 degrees or so. So plenty warm for those of you in the foothills. So yeah, that's what I've got for you this morning. The fire, yeah, it does look as though things are in much better shape than we were seeing a week or so ago, but it will continue to be monitored over the next couple of days. Another thing about the fires is that while we did see the monsoon come our way over the course of Friday, Saturday, and it did produce some thunderstorms and there was some lightning in the Sierra, we have not seen any big fires started as a result of that lightning, which is great news. That, of course, is one of the bigger fears as we went through Friday and Saturday. Now that all that is cleared, it looks as though we got through that without seeing any big fires started. So we'll see how the Park Fire goes this week, but again, it looks as though the news there is pretty good. But for the Valley, yeah, another hot week in what's turning out to be a very hot summer. That's everything I've got for you this morning. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.